About that cash and me and money attached. Don't play the push up in all black, my folks play for the sweat. Fuck. My plug like Pat Mahomes. I'm catching plays, I think I'm running on money like Jerry Jones. They know they ain't talking about no bread, they can't even call my phone. All my little homie wanna do is post me, he think he called me alone. Shit, I don't even give a fuck what he do, long as he get it gone. Say bring that money through. I pull a stack out on your bitch, you know what money do. She heard we poppin' it too damn hard, bitch, this the money crew. Yeah. It's just the money team. I feel a Ruby Rose, let me fuck, then I can do anything. It's these Balenciaga shades, nah, they ain't come from Shane. Chose these boys with my little homie when I go out of town. You ain't never been connected, nigga, I gave you a rock. I ain't even fuck your bitch, lil' bruh, she gave me that mouth. Oh, can't pull up on me begging, bitch, I'm putting you out. Broke it. Bitch, you gotta leave. But hold up, can't get on your knees and can't you stash the trees. I really hardly ain't get no Z's, still got all RPPs. I fucked the hoe was 22 when I was 17. I had that sack, I had that juice blow, had me sipping lean. We sipping yellow, we sipping red, you niggas be sipping green. I was riding runner, I had it 10 when bro had went to the league. I ain't cover no thigh, you be asking for money or you probably be fucking for weed.
Yo, what's the word, gang? It is your boy, Mr. Martial Arts Media, man, and that was my boy, C-Tay with Choski. Bitch, you gotta leave. Man, shout out to C-Tay, man, doing this thing all the way to Alabama, bro. I love you, man. Big bro, little bro energy, man. Keep it up, dog. He everywhere. If you haven't know, man, go ahead, check him out, man. Spin his records, bro. He been doing his thing, been going crazy. If you somewhere in the inner city, because he's always there from Alabama to motherfucking Texas. I don't know where he's going to be, like Cameron, San Diego. But if you in this city, man, he also does video shoots, video drops, man. So get at him with him, bro. Keep doing your thing, bro. Yeah, man. So we are back like a vertebrae on another great Friday of cartoons and cuts. Man, I want to thank each and every last one of my guests that came on. Shout out to you guys. My boy DJ said, man, appreciate you, gang. For last week episode, very informative. Them clips is going crazy. Make sure y'all go to the Martial Arts Network. And go check me out, bro. Give them things a like, thumbs up, comment, reshare it. You know, to the people on TikTok, man, we love you guys. Keep it thugging and rolling. To the people that watch this on YouTube or whatever apparatus you might watch this shit, I appreciate you. Straight up. And to the haters, I see you haters, and I cannot forget about you guys. Of course. Please keep hating and secretly hating and hate watching us, because as we grow, we gonna put together a bread basket for you niggas. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. This is day 35 of the government shutdown. It's sad. It's terrible. You're seeing a lot of people now kind of feeling the brunt or the grunt, I guess. The FFA just issued out a statement saying that since October 28th, that was the last day or the first day that FFA workers did not receive their paycheck. And so now it's the 4th. No, the 7th, so almost a week later, if you will, and they already reporting about 10% of reduction in staff. So they're talking about 10% reduction in staff and in flights across America. So this holiday season, if you had plans on getting on a plane anywhere, I wouldn't advise it. Because who's going to be behind that motherfucker coordinating the flights? A very angry FFA attendant employee who hasn't gotten paid in 2 weeks and works a 12-hour shift. So would you really trust that person? I wouldn't, bro. Somebody who ain't got paid and don't know when the next time they gonna get paid, man, I would not trust you. You wouldn't trust your doctor if he wasn't getting paid, would you? I'm just saying, man. So if y'all got any plans of hopping on the plane, I advise it, okay? You can do what you want to do, but me personally, I wouldn't even do it, bro. Shit. The people that did, man, y'all brave as hell. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are brave as hell, man. But definitely you got to be careful, because 2 weeks from that, they already talking about a 50% reduction in staff. So, yeah, man, you're talking about by the 14th or the 20th, I guess, of this month. You're talking about 50% of reduction in staff, 50% of reduction in planes being flown. Now, what does that look like for the food industry? Because we know things come in off of a plane, train, and an automobile. So, man, does that mean food prices are going to go up because there's going to be a reduction in supply, even though the demand is still going to go up? Or will prices have to come down to meet the demand of food supplies? But if there's a shortage of the supply, then how can you meet the demand? People already is lenient and stretched thin on their cash as we are right now. The banks are seeing it. The cardboard box industry, they saying they have seen a reduction in companies ordering cardboard boxes, and that's crucial on America's lifeline. The same thing as a pallet. The people who makes pallet, they've been seeing a reduction of pallet sales, and everything comes in and off of a pallet, and everything comes in and out of a cardboard box. So those two things really drive our economies, and that's a great indicator to kind of show that consumer spending is slowing down, because if companies are not ordering as much inventory to ship in, that means there's not enough cardboard boxes to make and to, for your new TVs, for your new food items, for the new chairs. It's like everything comes off of a cardboard box. And if orders are lower, if Amazon and Walmart and all these other big companies aren't ordering as much supplies for it to be shipped to the consumer, that means the consumer is not spending enough to keep up with already supply that's in the or keep up with the demand of the stores, basically. So here we are at a fixed point where nobody is making money. The box industry said that they cut off or laid off I can't remember the exact numbers, man, but they've laid off significant buildings. They've shut down production. It's not looking good. It's not looking good here in America. I want to thank my boy. I was on Mauricio's show last week, man. Last Tuesday, he had me come in, and he interviewed Miss Angela, and she was very insightful, very knowledgeable woman, and what she said was so scary, I guess, to be honest, because she was like, "Yo, we are witnessing the fall of the United States of America, of this democratic experiment. We're witnessing the fall of it. And if you do your research, most civilizations or dynasties only last about 250 years until a reset happens. Japan and China, they kind of got the exception, but they have witnessed, again, change of the guard, like, from the Ming dynasty to the dynasty. You know what I mean? I don't speak Mandarin, so whatever. You know what the hell I'm trying to say, goddamn me. But they changed the guard. So here we are in America, where it's like our dynasty, if you will, is switching from democracy. I don't even want to say a democracy, because we're not a democracy. We are a republic that chooses a form of democracy to run our government. But we are a republic, because a full democracy means that the majority rules. And by majority, that means, if 90% leans this way, then this is how it's happening. When not necessarily we send elective officials to rule in our favor. So we send representatives up there. And that's pretty much how this works. We're a republic. But that's a whole nother civics lesson that we can kind of get into later. But the point is that we are now losing this fight of capitalism to socialism. The rise of socialism is what's now coming into play. And people can argue that that's all the same. Capitalism, the ruling class dictates where the money goes. Socialism, the ruling class dictates where the money goes. Communism, the ruling class dictates where the money goes. And that's just like a real basic gist of it. You can go look it up on your own time to look at the real definition. But when you look at act when you look at it actually in practice, that's all that it is. It's government control and seizure of your land and your asset, right? But the interesting thing about capitalism is that historically it has been proven as one of the only ways that the poorer class member of society can eventually rise themselves to a higher status or to a better class of society. You know what I mean? Like you can work your in capitalism, you can work your way to the top, and that's surely in by supply and demand. That's by the free market. You know what I mean? You finding a problem and then you fixing that problem by creating a product or a service. That's what you can do in capitalism. Anybody can be a capitalist. We're all capitalists, all right? That's just what it is. But when you're dealing with more strenuous socialism and communism, you don't have that ability to create anymore. You just have the ability to go work, and that government decides and dictates who is essential and what line of work is best for you. The best way I can explain it was when we went through the pandemic. That was a form of socialism when they shut down the government, and the government said everyone who has a non-essential job stay home, and everyone who has an essential job go to work. And then the government told told us who can and cannot work. Perfect example, teachers was deemed non-essential. So they did not work during the pandemic, which means education was deemed a non-essential form of commerce. You feel me? We don't need education to keep the world go around. You feel me? We'll do it via internet, right? They told us that that's gonna work, and we saw it was the worst thing that happened to us, right? Uh, but you know who was deemed essential? The doctors. You still had to go to work. The package handlers and the delivery drivers that work for Amazon and these other courier business, they were deemed essential overnight. It didn't come with a pay raise. It didn't come with a badge of honor. We didn't even get a Purple Heart. You know, it came with nothing but off the back, you was deemed essential to the economy, right? But nothing changed. My my or your living status never really changed. It actually declined, right? Because people didn't earn a living, and so people didn't earn a living. What did the government do? They decided to tell you how much it is to sustain yourself. We're gonna buy the PPE loan and all that other stuff. So they told you we're gonna give you $600 and that's gonna be enough, or $1,200, or whatever amount that you got. Right? The government told you this is enough to sustain yourself for this time period. And we accepted it and we called it free money, right? Nothing in this world is free. Now, how you manage your money is up to you. Whether you bought a stockpile of toilet tissue or you bought a stockpile of stocks. How you manage your money is how you manage your money. They didn't tell you what to do with your money. They just watched to see what you do. And majority of us blew it, right? We blew it. A majority of people blew it on dumb shit. Okay? Now imagine that same scenario where they're telling you who is essential, who is non-essential, and then the government tells you how much you can or cannot get paid. Which what used to be left up to the job telling you, hey, this position is essential to this role, and you're gonna get X amount of dollar versus this position. It's essential, but not as essential. So you're not gonna get paid the same amount as this person. No. Why would I pay you the same amount if you're doing more or you add more value to the business? But in a socialist society, everyone gets paid exactly the same no matter your level of skill set. Does that sound fair? Does that seem amicable? Does it even seem respectable? I don't think so. But that's where we're headed. That's what we're sliding into. And you don't believe me? Well, perfect example is Zoran Mondani is the new mayor of New York City, right? Damn, that's the wrong button. Right? And his whole thing is, oh, we're going to give free this. We're going to have free buses. Oh, we're going to have rent freezes. You know, oh, and if we're going to go after the bad actors or the bad rent tenants for not keeping up with the updates, right? And that all sounds good. Free does sound good when you realize that nothing in life is free and someone has to pay for it. And it's like, where does the money come from? The money comes from tax dollars, right? So if our tax dollars today is already allocated towards, you know, whatever the specific budget is right now, now you're trying to say that, well, now we want our budget to support free buses for everybody. Well, how much more is that going to cost? Because the bus drivers still got to get paid. The buses still need gas to be put in there, and they still need the maintenance people to fix on the buses. So that costs money, right? Where is that money going to come from? People say tax the rich. We all pay about 30% in taxes, no matter where you at on the tax bracket. We all give the government about 30% of our taxes, no matter how much you get paid. If you get paid $250,000 or if you get paid $25,000, the government finds a way to get 30% of that. And they did nothing. They didn't provide nothing for you to get that job, right? That's just the truth. So now if you're saying, well, we're going to tax the rich, we're going to tax them more, what are they going to do? They're just going to leave the city to where you're trying to tax them at, man. Like we're asking for socialism and don't even know what it is. That's the problem. We're asking for something that doesn't really work in theory, that slides all the way into totalitarianism. Because New York asked for this, and my fear is that soon, once when we see it in New York, it's going to happen in California. And then once when it happens in California, it's just going to happen all over to the rest of the United States. Every place that's blue. I live in a blue city. And I'm seeing people around my age, because they saying that's the demographic, 35 and under. They kind of liking this mentality of free everything, right? But somebody has to pay for it, man. And if you drive the rich, the people who say they tax, you know, the people that don't pay taxes, if you drive them out of the city, then who's going to be forced to still pay for these things? If you ask for rent freezes, right? And the money that you're paying rent already barely covers the maintenance of the apartment complex, right? And then they like, look, we need to increase rent by 10% so we can start fixing the issues that you all have, because prices went up. Everything is going up. So it's like, all right, this same, $800, we might have to go up to $900. Trust me, I hate it. But if they are actively fixing it and that money is going towards fixing the infrastructure of the building, then I'm okay with it, right? That's just a trade-off. But imagine if they do a rent freeze and then you still wondering why the infrastructure isn't getting fixed, is because they can't afford to get it fixed. Now the government says, all right, well, we're going to fine you for not getting it fixed. And we're going to come in and we're going to fix it for you. So now the government comes and they fix it for you and then they fine you. But you still can't afford the fine itself. So then what? The government comes over and now seizes your asset. Complete takeover of your business. And now they are running your business. The government is not designed to run businesses. The government is not in the business of business. The government do not create jobs. They're not here to create jobs. The government is here to protect us. But once when they start getting in the business of creating businesses, now you at the complete mercy of the government. Total control, and however they want to adjust, increase or decrease the prices, you left that to the mercy of the government. And instead of the free market, it's like, well, if I'm just getting treated unfairly in this apartment complex, I'm just going to go to another apartment complex where I heard the tenants are being treated nicely. Now, the next one is controlled by the government. And then the next one is controlled by the government. And then the next one is controlled by the government. So then, and then they all universally have the same code of conduct, have the same criteria and has the same. And you know how it is dealing with the government. Anytime you're trying to fill out some paperwork, the type of hoops you got to go through, the type of information you really have to give away to be a part of a government program. Any type of government application, they ask for a lot of your information. Now imagine that being in the housing market when they're asking for, and they already asked for a lot of your information, I believe, when in the application process. But Jesus, so we gotta really think about what we are asking for. Some people know what they're asking for, and I'm talking to more of the people who really don't know what they're asking for. And if you like socialism, then I think everybody should visit a socialist country. Go there. Go see if you really like it. I've never been, but I think people should go and visit it. I also think people should go and visit outside the U.S. I think a lot of people who are criticizing what's going on, the immigration status, I don't think a lot of you guys actually traveled outside the U.S. I don't think so, man. Because I think if people really traveled outside of the U.S. or had some sense of appreciation of the U.S., then you will realize why people are coming here illegally. People always getting the two words mixed up. They're talking about the immigrants that come here, and then there's illegal immigrants. I think we're all for immigration legally. I think everybody is for immigration legally. But I think once when you put the term illegally and you think that's cool and then you wondering why people are upset, you have to understand, number one, the term illegal. And people are going to use this argument, oh, well, this land is stolen. Well, then give it back, please. Give it back. Give the land back then. Everybody who likes to make that argument, give it back. How you going to give it back? Give it back to who? The Native Americans. Which ones? All right, so let's start talking in reality, not hypothetical. Like, we know the land is stolen. Okay, surprise, it goes to the black people that look like me. Not the Native Americans that's on reservation concentration. We talking about the NIGGA. We're talking about the niggas. Give the back to us, right? But y'all don't want to have that conversation. So that's cool. We don't want to. Neither do we. Now let's talk about the illegal immigration process. Yes, we know everybody from America is immigrant. Got it. Because again, 1492, you stole the land from who? So stop with that. Now here we are living in this melting pot. Okay, cool. Now we got rules in this melting pot. Rules is you can't cross this border illegally. That's the rule. Period. I can't break into your house illegally and start making a sandwich. I mean, can I? Everybody that's hollering, oh, he rounding up illegal immigrants, you know what I mean? Can I come in your crib unwarranted and have a sandwich and sleep on your couch and never leave and complain about the way that you live your life? And then as you paying all of the bills, I'm still eating your food, right? I'm getting part of your paycheck, right? Yeah, sure, I got an illegal job. Whatever my job, you know what I'm saying? Of course. And then think about it. They getting paid under the table, under wage, because they're here illegally, which is taking the jobs away from who? Our teenagers. They can't find a job. They can't get into the entry level. But you know what? It's cool because they all sipping lean anyway, listening to NBA Youngboy anyway, and they don't want a job. They rather scam because that's what we want. Scamming ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? So our kids don't even have a job, but they still saying that we're lazy, we don't want to work, the niggas is this, we all of this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? Wow. The illegal immigrants, and please, if you have a broader mind, it's not just Mexicans, it's not just Indians, it is Ukrainians, it is Somalians, it is everybody in the whole 135 countries plus that is trying to come to America. Why do you think more people are rushing to America? Well, now Americans is trying to rush out of this motherfucker. That's the real goal because it's more expensive. But why do you think more people are rushing to America? And how old are you? 35? How old are you? 24? How old are you? 18? Okay. And collectively, 35, 25, 18, let's call it 75 years. In the past 75 years of American existence, why do you think more people have been running to America and not the other way around? Because look at our infrastructure. Look at everything that we have in America. The people that shit on America, the same people that get up every morning on Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook and shit on American politics and talk about, oh, America can't be this great, then leave. Go someplace else. Have you been someplace else? Do you have a passport? Has it been stamped? When's the last time you've been out the country? Do you have a friend that has lived out of the country? Do you know somebody that's not from this country? Have you even left Missouri? Have you even left St. Louis? Like, these are the questions that you need to start asking people. If you never even left out the country and you're talking about how bad this country is, you are a moron. You're a moron. You can't speak on something that you've never been. I can't speak on finance. And I'm not going to try and speak on finance. Man, my point that I'm trying to make, man, is you got to appreciate this is the only country that we got. This is it. This is the only one that we know of. Not in theory, in practice. This is the only one that we know of. Until you actually been to Jamaica or been to Ghana, then you'll know about Ghana. I don't know shit about them places. All I know is in theory, right? That's all I know is in theory. I don't know shit about it personally, but I know about America, home of the McDonald's, home of the millionaires and billionaires, home of the motherfucking best economy that's gonna pull you up, home of home of the brave. You know what I mean? To where a motherfucker, you can be anything in America. You can make it in America and be anything in America. Motherfuckers is coming from a whole nother country and became mayor. He became mayor of New York City from a whole nother country. Or he immigrated here from a whole nother country, or his family did, whatever his backstory is. His family came all the way to America to be mayor of one of America's greatest city. So you can't tell me you can't be anything in America. Try going to that man's country, wherever the hell he from, Zoran Mondani. Try going there and run in a political race. What the? Try going to Mexico and try and be a part of their political system. Try going to France and being a part of their political system. I dare any American that already lives abroad right now to do it. Please, I want to know, are you even allowed to vote in these people's elections? Are you even allowed to speak on their politics? I want to know. Are you even allowed to criticize their prime ministers, their presidents, their whoever elected officials in these other countries? People who live outside of America, I want to know. Holla at your boy. Tell me. Cause look, man, this all we got, man. Everything is getting so expensive, bruh. Everything is getting so expensive. Man, I went out on a date yesterday. I spent damn near $80 between me and my gal. $80, bro. $80. $78.87. I am no means rich, man. I'm gonna let y'all know right now.
You what?
I said I am nowhere near rich.
You what?
Nowhere near it. I'm telling you, bro. I'm nowhere near it. I want to be. Can't wait till I get there and shit like that, bro. But just because I be hanging out or you see these interviews with some high profile people, that don't mean I fucking got it.
You what?
That don't mean I fucking got it. So I'm going to keep it real, bro. $80, you starting to scratch your head like, bro. Just so you can get what you want. That's the crazy thing. It's like, now when you going out to eat, you looking at the prices. Everything is $13 across the board. Just to get what you want. You're spending $13 on yourself going to Wendy's. On yourself going to any fast food restaurants. McDonald's just put it out there that they fast food the numbers for fast food are down. Nobody's spending as much inside of McDonald's. $8 and some change for chicken McNuggets, man. And I know people go, I don't even eat chicken McNuggets. Like, that ain't the point. The point is McDonald's used to be affordable. I've been stopped eating McDonald's, right? But the point is McDonald's used to be affordable. They used to have $1 menu. Back in 1999, it used to be $2.45 for a chicken McNugget. Now what? That's 6x that. That's 6 times that, bro. We talking about $8. That's 4 times that shit, bro. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, 4 times that, bro. We spending 4 times that amount now. Like, it's crazy, dog. Like, this is where we're at in America, where affordability is out of there. It's either you got it or you don't. The haves and the have-nots. And that's because we getting taxed like a motherfucker out of everything. And it's only going to keep getting worse if we keep asking for them. People saying, oh, it happened under Donald Trump. Bro, if y'all don't wake up and realize that we've been in a recession since 2020, since the day that y'all shut the government down and they printed X amount of money to give out to the American people, we stopped producing. Y'all told us to shut the government down. By 2022, bro, everything rose. The housing market skyrocketed. Do you know what else fucked up the housing market, man? People buying those rental properties. Yeah, let's talk about it, man. The people that got into the rental property game and started making money off of rental properties, those houses no longer are coming off the market. They're forever going to be on the market. You're forever going to rent that because what? That's residual income that comes month to month to month. So now the banks got in on those games. And the banks decided, shit, we going to get in on the rental property game too, except we're going to buy all of these ones that's foreclosure. We're going to buy you out of your, you know what I'm saying? We're going to buy you out your neighborhood. They bought up these neighborhoods and then they started putting their houses back on the market, but only as rental properties. So everybody's renting. Nobody can buy a home. So what does that do with the price of home? It's scarce. Supply and demand. The demand for home will always go up because we got to have a place to live each generation. But the product, the supply of it is low. It's probably at one of its all-time low because they're not building homes fast enough, right? Because the price of the materials that it makes, the lumber, the steel, the XYZ, right? So that's a reason. And then even if they do build them and put them on the market, they're only turning them into rental properties. And so now that's why the average home is about $350,000. What average American makes $350,000 annually? $400,000 houses. Talking about putting 20% down. Now you're talking about $80,000 on a fucking house. Excuse my French, man.
You what?
$80 grand, bro. When back in the 90s, early thousands, that was a new home. 80,000. 20% down, man. So, you know what I mean? You putting 18, maybe $8 grand down on that. You know what I'm saying? And you got the same houses now. That same house that used to be 80,000 is now 350,000. And it's only gonna go up. You seeing banks now buying up old or buying up subdivisions, tearing them down, and then remaking subdivisions, but they only building 1 to 3 houses. I saw one recently. They built a brand new subdivision, and I think it has no more than 15 on the block. Probably no more than 15 on that block. Let's be conservative and say 12, bro. So let's just say that's 400,000. Let's just say they $450,000, and they built 12 of them. So that's $5.4 million on that block. That's what That's what that subdivision is worth. $5.4 million. That's what that subdivision is worth. Once when they get people inside them houses, right? How much do you think is going to go up? 10, 20%? So now it's going to be worth what? 6 million? Once when they start, the more and more people that move inside. So what does that do to the surrounding property, right? What does that do to the surrounding property? Because that's a new developed area. That's 5.4, and you in an existing. Let's just say that you're the neighboring community, but you've been there maybe about 12 years. Your property taxes is pretty moderate. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say your property taxes about 6% on your mortgage and shit like that. You know. But now this new development came in, bro, and now it increased the value. Let's just say by another 6%. So now your property value, now your property tax is up by 12% year in on your mortgage. Now you starting to get in a pickle where maybe your house is paid off, but now you can't afford to pay your property tax, right? In a house that you already paid off. So guess what the bank comes do? The bank comes knocking on your door, right? And saying, hey, we'll come buy you out of your house since you struggling for your to pay your property tax. Maybe you try and refinance, but why would you want to refinance on a house that you already paid off? That's how they getting us. So you're either gonna refinance, and now you got a whole nother house note with a higher mortgage rate because your interest rate went up, and then depending on the house, right? How old it is, your insurance may or may not cover the refinance. It's a dirty game that they playing, man. So this is where we at right here in America, bro. How do you stop it? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not in finance. I don't know what to do to really tell you guys. I think, man, maybe we should just start hunting. You know, people should really just start hunting, cooking their own food, growing their own food to really bring down the affordability in this nation. Because it's getting crazy, man. Capitalism is going to save us, but I feel like we slide into a socialist country. The American dream is to get the hell up out of here. So get you a passport. And shit, man, start looking at an exit plan to leave this motherfucker, bro. I'm telling you, people should start coming up with business ideas. Try and start your own business. You know, get a trade. I heard plumbers and electrician is a hot trade. AI ain't taking that over right now anytime soon. They still gonna need plumbers and technicians and electricians. So get into that trade. I say take that trade and then go to a third world country respectfully, or just go to a country that has less infrastructure that you can probably go solve that problem. You know what I mean? Like take that trade and go to a Ghana, a Zanzibar, a Zimbabwe, or you know what I mean? Take those skills to another country. That's what I think we should do, man. Straight like that. Look, gang, I'm not gonna hold y'all, man, because it's a beautiful day outside. And usually when I don't have no guests, it really don't do that well on the algorithm. So I'm not gonna hold myself that long, man. Yeah. With that being said, gang, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Probably gonna leave y'all with a video walking out the door, man. Cause that's just how we do it, Brody, bro. What y'all feel like listening to? Some booty shaking? Some mystical stuff? Or I'm thinking, bro. Yeah, I think booty shaking, bro. Let's get it, bro. Let's listen to that throwy remix by Rari featuring K Stylist, man. I'm your boy, Mr. Martial Arts Media. This has been another great episode of Cartoons and Cuts. Make sure that y'all pay attention to what's going on in the world. Like I said, don't shit on your country. This is the only one that you guys have. This is the only one that we all have, man. Do your research. It is the Democrat Party that's withholding the government shutdown. That's what I wanted to say. For 35 days, man, the government has been shut down, and the main reason is because they want $1.5 trillion in Medicare subsidies. People think that's going to affect us personally, but if you go check the stats, I ain't going to do it. I'll probably just put the clips up and I'll do it and shit like that in my video. But if you check the stats, that money is not even going to majority of Americans. Now, I'm not saying that Americans are not on SNAP, welfare, and Medicare. Please, the all police, shut the fuck up. What I am saying, man, is that majority of the money is kickbacks that's going to Somalian Americans. Like this money is going to immigrants. This money is subsidizing blue states to where they don't have a budget to run on. Like they're using Medicaid and Medicare as a budget to run their cities, right? Some need it, others don't. The others is just a misuse of funds. And you can check the stats, man. It's been going to immigrants, illegal immigrants. They've been going to illegal immigrants in the form of the Obama phones, in the form of cash checks, in the form of housing subsidies. You know, if y'all would just get out of your echo chamber and go listen to somebody else, go do the research, there you will find that they are stealing the money from us, the taxpayer, which is why everything is expensive. And they are subsidizing that shit, sending it to illegal immigrants. And the only reason why the government is not open is because you need 60 votes to pass a bill in the House and in the Senate. If I'm not mistaken, the Republicans have a slim majority, which means I believe they have a seat of 54 to 45. 54 Republicans, 45 Democrat. And I think that leaves us with a 7, right? Something like that. And about 7 or what have you, independent. There are 100 seats in the House and Senate. That's why you have a senator and you have a congressman. So you have 2 representatives from each state that votes. You understand? That's why we have a governor. That's what I'm trying to say. So you got the senator, then you got the lieutenant governor. And so that's why you have that. You got the senator and the governor. So we have 2 representatives per state. There's 50 states in America. Do the math. 2 representatives per state. That means you have 100 representatives in the House of Chambers. Okay? And they vote. And in order to get any bill passed, you need 2/3. 2/3 of 100 is 60%. 60 people. If you have a slim majority of 54 people, right? That means you need to convince the other side. You need to convince 7 people from the other aisle. You understand? They have 45, the Democrats. Okay? So if they need to get something passed, you do the math. 45 and 60, nigga. They need 15. Okay, I'm just making sure. So they would need 15 people from across the aisle, right, to vote on their agenda. This is why we're at a landlock. The Republicans do not want the Americans to pay $1.5 trillion in Medicaid and Medicare tax subsidies that will go to illegal immigrants. These are not my words. These are the president's words. These are the senator's words. These are the Democrats' words. They are telling you that they are fighting for immigrants. Last time I checked, the majority of the people that be complaining, you all are not immigrants. And they keep saying immigrants and not using illegal immigrants, because there is a difference between immigrants and illegal. So the money is going to illegal immigrants at the expense of the taxpayer. $1.5 trillion that could go back to the taxpayer. But y'all are dying on the hill of illegal immigrant. Why? I'll say it here on my show. It's because you guys have brain rot and have been brainwashed. Y'all been brainwashed. Why are y'all fighting for something that you are not? Regardless if you think that a illegal should or it's getting back at the white man, these are your tax dollars that are going to something that you are not. And you wondering why nothing is getting done in our community, because y'all keep fighting the wrong fights. Y'all fighting for illegal immigrants that was never and not going to fight for you. So, as I scratch my head so vigorously, man, please stop with the shenanigans, bro. Please stop with the shenanigans, because if y'all not, America's gonna break. It's gonna break if y'all keep going with this way. That's all I gotta say. That's my hill I'm gonna die on right now, man. It's not the Republicans' fault. It's your Democrats' fault. And people that say, "Oh, it don't matter, both sides playing us," fine. Then it's the whole goddamn government's fault, right? It's both of them. But math is telling us that it's actually the Democrats' fault. If we just looking at basic math, that's all I gotta say. That's all I want to say. With that being said, man, this is the Throw It Remix by Rari Blaze and K Stylus. It's Cartoons and Cuts, my guy. Y'all have a safe and wonderful holiday. Well, the holiday's coming up. But y'all have a safe and wonderful weekend. I also heard they were supposed to be boycotting on November 22nd till December 2nd. It was supposed to be some type of massive boycott where nobody's supposed to go to work, pay their bills, and do anything productive. I think that's a terrible idea, because y'all going to get kicked out of y'all cribs, and then where y'all going to stay at? So I think that's a horrible idea. If you do it, be safe. I'm still going to go to work because I know them bills is going to pile the fuck up. I'm your boy, Mr. Martial Arts Media Man. This is Throw It. Let's get it.
Keep it when we don't care. Out, let them stir, throw it left for the west.